Hey guys, before we get into the video, I just wanted to remind you that I have a Twitter account over at carthusdojo. Head over there, follow me, send a tweet at me, and I'll reply right away, and we can have a cool discussion about Dragon Ball. If you want to have a voice chat discussion, check out the Discord. The link's in the description. You get invited right away. As long as you behave yourself somewhat, you can stay around. Alright, now, video intro. Hello everyone, I'm Carthu and welcome back to the dojo. Today, we have some exciting news that's come straight out of Japan. Now, we are supposed to get Dragon Ball Super movie news tomorrow. Big news, supposedly. But, as of right now, we got leaked a couple of things. A poster and a title, which is Dragon Ball Super BROLY. So obviously this is confirming that BROLY is in the movie and that BROLY is that Saiyan that we saw in the original teaser trailer. The one that everyone was speculating about, and a bunch of people were saying BROLY, but no one wanted to believe those people because of who BROLY is and where he's from anyway. Now that it's confirmed to be BROLY though, I would like to give a couple caveats here. This is most likely not the BROLY from the original 3 movies, as that BROLY doesn't really fit into the main timeline. There's no real way to fit his movies, his storylines in with the rest of the action. So this BROLY is most likely a Toriyama adaptation of that same character, taking advantage of Toei's idea and trying to make it his own. Now that didn't go so well in Minus, but I'll get more into that later. Since it's most likely not the same character, or at least exactly the same character, we have a lot of room for growth here. And we shouldn't just shun it away as being BROLY, and most of us don't like BROLY at this point. You know, we should see it for what it is, because the potential here is good, but there's some negative potential as well. So let's discuss the good and the bad of bringing a BROLY type character into the canon that isn't just a ripoff, but it is in fact BROLY rewritten in a certain way, in the Toriyama style, let's say. The first good thing, I'd say, is that he gets a chance to be rewritten, right? He's a poorly executed, as Victor Kilifo on Twitter would say, PTSD victim. He's a poorly written PTSD victim. I would say he's a poorly written character that could have been a PTSD victim, but instead became a crybaby addict. We disagree there, but we both agree that he's poorly written either way. And this leaves potential for him to be rewritten into a more unique light and a more unique setting. I'm really hoping that what I said about the plot of this movie is still true, and that this BROLY is actually from another universe that was destroyed beforehand, before the Tournament of Power, when there were originally 18 universes. I'm hoping that those other 6 came back, and this character is from one of those other 6, potentially one that's in a trifecta with universes 6 and 7, meaning they would also have Saiyans and Namekians similar to them. Now, this Saiyan being, is he going to be strong? Is he going to be powerful? I mean, assumedly, he's going to be extremely powerful. Will he be God BROLY from the 4D movie? Will he have this God aura, God ki, and will he be godly in that sense? Very much potentially. I think there's a great potential of that, but there's also potential that he is just Berserker. And if he's just Berserker, then we could actually play around with the idea of what Berserker is, learn more about it, and get more lore as to Kale, as well as BROLY. BROLY also has the potential to be Kale's father, is something I've been told, or related to Kale in some way. I could see that, and being another Universe 6 Saiyan, that'd be pretty cool. I don't mind that. Now, I am a little bit upset that it's BROLY. I do wish that it was a new character. I feel like making it BROLY is confusing to the people who don't realize the movies don't fit in with the main timeline. Right, as Geekdom says he doesn't like to use the word canon, I don't mind it. It wouldn't be canon, those movies, right? They can't possibly fit into the timeline, so they're undoubtedly side stories. They are non-canon. But I do see potential for this character to be better than the BROLY we know from the movies, and that's what I'm really striving for and hoping for. Now, what does this mean in terms of Toriyama's ability to write new stories? Does this mean he's going to fall back on Toei's ideas more often than not? who knows? I mean, he always got inspired by Toei, to say the least, and he definitely could use their ideas and flesh them out in a more Toriyama fashion to make a more interesting story. So yeah, the villain is confirmed to be BROLY. We also have this nice poster, though, of course, which is a very nice poster. All the character designs are on point. I mean, look at that Goku and Vegeta. Tell me you do not think they are fantastic. They are utterly beautiful, and I think Shintani has really outdone himself with these designs, and they keep getting better every time we see them, which makes me feel like the movie is going to be utterly fantastic when we see it. So, keep in mind, too, we're supposed to get a trailer fairly soon. Big news tomorrow, probably explaining more of what's going on. But now that I'm done with the positives, I think I should jump into the potential negatives here, which of course I started a little bit on by saying it's confusion. It can confuse people who aren't as into the fandom, who are a bit, untrained eye, this is BROLY 4, this is the 4th BROLY movie, it's gonna be a sequel. It wouldn't be. It'd probably be its own thing, because it has to fit within the main timeline and main continuity. BROLY doesn't fit in that main continuity because of how his movies play out. I think only one of them could possibly fit in. I think that's Bio BROLY, which is by far the worst one. Not that any of his movies are actually good. And to say that Toriyama has been great recently at adapting Toei's stories into his own mind and his own work would be a big overstatement. I mean, Dragon Ball Minus is generally regarded as trash, especially compared to the Bardock special, which he could have literally copy-pasted and just redrawn and redialogued a little bit to be more him. But no, he decided to change that story a lot, and it really does feel like the characters have a lot less meaning behind them, and they feel a lot less genuine, and they utterly fail to characterize the characters that we'd appreciate anyway. They don't characterize in the right way, because you don't feel like Bardock would be this loving, caring father, because he's a normal Saiyan brute, just like Vegeta was, and Nappa was, and Raditz was. They don't seem like the type to care that much. So making him caring does sort of fall out of favor there. And there's more to it than that, but Dragon Ball Minus is, like I said, regarded as bad. So would Toriyama's adaptation of BROLY also be considered bad? That's a thing we definitely have to consider, and honestly, I'm not looking forward to it too much. Now, I'm ready for this news to be very, very divisive. I'm not too sure how I feel about it. I do think the negatives potentially outweigh the positives of just giving the same idea of a character, but giving him a different name. I think that would have been better. You could still copy Toei's idea, but just change the name to a different vegetable pun, and we'd have a little bit of an easier time. But the fact that we have a canon BROLY movie, or an in-timeline BROLY movie, whatever words you want to use, it's going to make it confusing for people who don't understand that the other movies are out of timeline. Why don't they remember BROLY? They fought him before. Things like that are going to come up more often than not. And that's not going to be great. Especially not for the fans who are casual fans. I don't think the casual fan base will really understand this and this move, unless they suddenly somehow make the original BROLY movie somehow fit into the main timeline, like they explain it a bit better. I don't know. It would have to be Toei's decision, but I don't think they'd be able to do that. Now, an interesting tweet was also put out today by none other than Geekdom 101, one of the biggest Dragon Ball YouTubers out there, and this is what it said. Maybe now we know why the Bardock special is being put in theaters in the US. They might be getting us ready for more tomorrow. Now, it seems like not only is BROLY somehow going to be in this movie, but Bardock. Now, I on Twitter instantly said, no, I don't want that. And one of my followers was kind enough to actually remind me, hey, part of the movie does take place in the past, so you shouldn't have to worry too much about Bardock being in the present. You probably just see him in flashbacks and such. And you know what? If that's the case, absolutely fine with it. Learning more about Bardock, fleshing him out a bit more in a better way than Toriyama did initially, hopefully potentially even retconning Minus to be the wrong backstory for Bardock and Goku and making the Bardock special the right one, that would be actually a great step forward in my opinion. So yeah, guys, I'm not going to ramble on too much longer. What do you guys think about this? Do you want to see BROLY? Do you want to see Bardock? Do you want to see them both in the present, both in the past? Do you mind that Broly's potentially the new villain? Let me know in the comments down below. Leave your opinions, counterpoints, questions, and comments. I'll answer them all. Subscribe if you want more anime videos. If you really want to support me, check out the Patreon. If you want to get notified every time I do anything, hit that bell icon. But for now, guys, video outro.